All right, man. So I'm playing in the background the prelude or the overture or whatever you want to call it to the opera La Traviata. And I haven't talked about opera in a minute. So I wanted to talk about this because I was cleaning up the other day, I think last week, literally this time last week. And I was listening to some stuff on La Traviata, and let me speed run this real first caveat. Well, not really caveat, but let me speed run this. I sing opera, if you didn't know. For all my foul mouth craziness, I actually sing opera. So, and I've been in a couple of operas before. La Traviata was actually the very first opera I was ever in when I was 15 years old. So, it has like a kind of squishy place in my heart. But it's billed as like this love story. So I'll quick speed run what La Traviata is about. So, and I'm gonna use modern day lingo. So if you don't get it, you can get it. Basically, Violetta, our star of the show, is, let's just say she's a sugar baby, but she's dying of, let's modernize it, instead of tuberculosis, she's dying of long COVID, let's just say. So Violetta is a sugar baby. She's living her best sugar baby life, but she's going to die from long COVID, let's just say. So she's currently attached to her main sponsor or sugar daddy, I guess, would be the count. I forget what his name is. I just remember the guy that played the count was named Eric. So we're just gonna call him Count Eric because I don't remember the dude's name was. She's currently attached to Count Eric, and basically this other dude named Alfredo comes blowing up her spot. And there's a bunch of other people. There's Flora, who's her best friend, and her boyfriend, some other ritzy fancy dudes. Flora is also a sugar baby. And basically Alfredo at this party that she's throwing for herself, because she just got over like a really bad bout of being sick. He comes, rolls up and blows up her spot, talking about, oh, I saw you in the street and I love you and blah, blah, blah. And you look good, baby. And we should be together. And first she's like, no, that's all right. But she takes the plunge and ends up with this fool. So basically in Act 2, she's living poor. Like she's like losing like all her sugar baby money. And because she's supporting the two of them. Alfredo finds out that she's selling all her shit so they can live and survive and stuff. Hang on a second, because this is about to end. It's gonna go to another song, and I can't have it go to another song. But basically, she's selling all her shit. Alfredo finds out she's selling all her shit, and he's like, "Oh, let me go to my dad and see if he can hook us up with like a bag." So basically, he goes to his father, but his father already knows he's getting ready to go over there and ask for a bag. So while he's gone, Violetta meets up with Alfredo's dad, and he's like, I don't know what the fuck you think you running here. You just some sugar baby side piece, and you fucking up my daughter's situation because I'm trying to get her married to somebody who has a bigger bag than I have, and you fucking it up for my daughter. So Violetta's like, oh, well, that's fucked up. I guess like it really wasn't love, and I guess I'll like dip. And she has this whole ass tearful like telling Alfredo I gotta dip and like I gotta leave, and she dips and she goes back to Paris because this is all supposed to be in France. And Alfredo's like, what the fuck just happened? And Flora, her best friend, Violetta's best friend, is about to have a banging ass party. So he's like, I'm gonna go to this banging party where Violetta is. I'm gonna find out what the fuck is going on. So Act 3, technically it's the tail end of Act 2, but they usually split that part up into Act 3, but whatever. So there's like some shit where basically some gypsies come in for like a hot second. There's some like bullfighters come in and they had that whole scene, but after all of that frivolity is done, what happens is Alfredo comes in with a fucking chip on his shoulder, talking mad shit. Violetta comes in with Count Eric, and like basically like some shit happens. They're gambling. Alfredo and Count Eric are gambling, and like Alfredo's like winning big or whatever, and the Count is just pissed off and he's losing like all his money to this fucking fool over here. And basically somebody calls that it's time for dinner at this party, so everybody basically goes off stage, and then Violetta and Alfredo are having like this quick argument where she's basically like, yo, you need to leave, man, because Count Eric is gonna beat the shit out of you, and fucking Alfredo is up here. No, he not gonna do nothing. He just and he just talking bad shit. So basically, Alfredo as Violetta like, yo, do you really love Count Eric? And she doesn't love him, but it is what the fuck it is because of what his dad fucking threw out there. And she's like, I guess. So he gets mad, calls everybody into the room and takes his gambling money and throws it literally in her face. Like, I paid this whole bet because she was selling her shit to take care of us. Bitch, first the fuck of all, if your broke ass hadn't just, I'm gonna go ask my dad for money, so take your broke lazy ass to go get a fucking job. Not that I want to talk, I'm not working, but that's neither here nor there. But you know what I'm saying? Your broke ass didn't go out to go find work. No, you went to go ask your dad for money like a little bitch. So, and then you got the nerve to come in and throwing money at some bitch? Fuck you, man. So basically that's what everybody on stage does, because it's like, that's not to be profiling, but you know what I'm saying. They told him to get the fuck out because you up here acting mad crazy. You need to get the fuck out. So basically, his dad comes walking in. I don't know where the fuck boyfriend came from, but his dad comes walking in like, my son does not act like this. And then it was giving on. Bitch, you are a contributing factor into this whole fucking situation. What the fuck you mean you don't know what's going on? So basically, like, she's like telling Alfredo, no, I really do love you, and blah blah blah, and like I want to give a beat of sugar baby so we can be good, blah blah blah. So off camera or off stage, my fault. We get some exposition because Violetta is like seriously getting ready to let it go, and she is like ultra poor. Like, she has sold all her shit and she is living bad poor. So basically she gets a note, I think from Alfredo's dad, talk about there was a fight because Count Eric basically challenged Alfredo's dumbass to a duel. He actually loses the fight and Alfredo has to, like, he goes on the lam basically, but he gonna be back. I'm going to come see you soon. This is what the dad's saying. And basically, then we have Violetta doing her song, like, oh, I'm going to die, and like all this stuff. And then people are having a fucking party out her damn window. But then Alfredo comes in, and they're like, oh, we love each other. It's going to work out. But no, fuck, it's not, because, bitch, you in a Verdi opera. The shit don't never work out. So, basically, like, she just, like, first she like, oh, I'm going to, like, we going to be together, it's going to be great. Oh, I'm dying, this isn't fair. She just ran all through the stages of grief. And then she was like, okay, well, this is it. And then she's like, she's like, and then she just dies. And that's, again, you was in a fucking Verdi opera. We all knew they were the fuck this was going. Remember the people in Aida was suffocating to death? Although my new theory on Aida is she wasn't really in the tomb. Boyfriend was just hypoxic and hallucinating, and that's what the fuck happened in that situation. But either way, you weren't gonna live. So yeah. But while I was sitting here reviewing all of La Traviata's plot in my head, I'm like, the problem in this fucking scenario is actually Alfredo, because I don't think this was this motherfucker's first rodeo fucking scamming a bitch, taking her money, living on that chick dime. Y'all done fucked up Violetta's bag, all kind of bad. Y'all fucked up that girl bag real bad. And I'm just like, this couldn't have been his first damn rodeo doing this. This seemed like this was like his third or fourth grift with this I love you scam. This motherfucker was running a romance scam. I see you. I see you, Alfredo. You gonna come in like you the fucking hero, bitch. You was not the hero of this story. No, you weren't. You were the fucking grifter coming in, fucking up Violetta's blowing up her whole situation and ruining her damn bag. She could have had a bag before she died, but did she have a bag? No. She ran off with your dumb ass and then just fucked everything up. And this is sisters can't do nothing for themselves, man. When people be trying to run these romance scams, don't listen to a bitch coming in talking all this nonsense. Cause it didn't hit me till I was cleaning up and I was like, yeah, this wasn't his motherfucking first rodeo. He'd been running romance scams for a minute. And I guarantee he was running this shit. This was not his first damn game of let's take some money from some chick that I'm sleeping with. He was a gigolo. He's a gigolo. Or when they're like a rap song back in the 90s, a jigaho. He was a jigaho. So, and I don't care if she was a courtesan was the technical term, but a sugar baby is the modern term. I don't care about that. I don't care about that at all. He was the jigga-hoe in all this. He was the hoe in all of this. Alfredo was the hoe. So that's just what it was. So I need to get that off my chest because that had been brewing for like a week. And every time I heard something from La Traviata, I'm like, this motherfucker. So that's all I have. And I just need to get that off my chest. So until next time, later.